Welcome in. Go ahead and share and invite. Come on in and do share. We are live tonight on our Inspirational Treasure page on Facebook. Welcome to all of you. And we are also live on Love Walk Outreach Global pages on YouTube and Facebook. Welcome to all of you. Come on in and do share. Mary, hey girl. Destiny, hey there. Come on in and do share, everybody. Y'all, we are on day 58, if you can believe it. Day 58 of this 100 days. Tomorrow, of course, we will be joining you. And then on Friday, it's 11/11, by the way. So I say a quick prayer even in this moment for your prosperity, for your wealth, for a shift and change that is going to bring you into a place of your divine prosperity. On Friday, which is day 60, we will be visited here by another dear friend of mine. On day 30, Apostle Marilyn E. Porter was here. And on the 21st will be Apostle Charles Jerome Francis II. Many of you may know him as I share on the Inspirational Treasure page for Midday Manna on Wednesdays and Fridays, and for Grits and Glory on Sunday mornings at 9. He will be here with us on Friday. And of course, we will go live at the appointed time. And I'm excited to hear what it is that he will share. Of course, he is not as long-winded as me when it comes to these times. And so we're going to get what God has. And that'll be that. Whatever that may be, I know it's going to be timely. Because God just always is. God just always is. So come on in. Do share with others that we are live. Come on in. Mary, how are you feeling? Destiny, how are you feeling? Come on in. We are flowing tonight, which means there's a few things that can happen. You can go ahead and start giving your intentional seed if you have one. That means if there's something in your life that you need to flourish, to grow, to multiply, whatever that area is in your life. And it may not just be financial. It could be that you need some peace in your home to grow, to flourish. It may mean that you need some decisions to be clear. You just need something to grow. You need the clarity to grow. You need something intentionally to shift in your life. And so when you sow an intentional, I know that's right, Destiny. I know that's right. So if you're going to do an intentional seed, you feel like today, awesome. Then that's what that's for. It's intentional. Make sure you write in the notes what it's for, or what your heart and mind is on concerning it. Yes, Nadia. Listen, we flowing. And she's out there resting. Love offerings can come at any point in time throughout our conversation if anything resonates with you. So that will be one thing to help me pay attention to the name that pops up. I do believe in appreciation, but also as you give gifts unto me and this ministry, then I also feel it within myself to be able to bless you in some way. And so I will give individual and personal messages to each of you who do so. But also, just be in the room. If you are here listening to me on any of these platforms, make a comment, say hello, just make your presence known. I will say many words prophetically that may apply to you, whether you show up or say your name or not. But we're engaging today. We don't have to hide. Simply put, you know what my giftings are for the most part if you've shown up for any amount of time. And so I am in standing in the gap for you. So using my gifts for you is pretty much the gist of what we are delighted to be able to do. So tonight we're going to flow. There's many things that God is dealing with in this season, a lot of different pieces that are coming together. And I want to be able to share with many of you. So make sure you comment blessings, Rashida. And I just knew something. I just felt you about to pop up. I said, she's not here yet, but I think she's going to show up again because you've been connecting almost every night for a while. And I believe that is absolutely strategic. You have a reason for doing so. And so I'm grateful that you're here. Yeah, go ahead and continue to share. We are in flow tonight. Let's go ahead and get ready to do our deep breaths. That means we are inhaling, of course, and breathing in all that is wonderful and beautiful and excellent. And we are breathing out anything that will restrict us from hearing tonight for ourselves. You may have some things that are clouding your judgment right now. I want to say this: judgment in and of itself, just like anything else in this existence, is not good or bad. There's nothing that is good or bad. It just is. In other words, all things God has created or made manifest for a purpose and for a reason. And even if we don't understand it, it does not mean that it does not still have meaning and value to God. So judgment in and of itself has its place, right? There are people, sometimes we have to judge between two thoughts, two opinions when it comes to court proceedings. We have to make a judgment. We have to make judgment calls when it comes to what we may or may not practice. And that's going to be based on the information that we've received, the insight that we've received. And so we make a judgment call on things. When we talk about judgment in the space of love, what we're saying is, yeah, please make sure that that's not something that you make a practice of yours. Oh, amen, Rashida. That just warmed my little heart. But we have to be very cautious as to how we judge situations. Jesus, and if I can be honest, Jesus never said don't judge, right? Don't judge at all. And this is important to note, but he did say, judge not lest ye be judged. In other words, don't do it if you don't want it done to you. And he's talking in the realm of how we handle life and people and the things we have to say, and how we look at people because they don't believe as we do, and we have all these different things to say. Well, whatever judgment you put out there, whatever you put out there, just plan to get it back. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Condemn not, lest ye be condemned. Forgive so that you can be forgiven. He's basically saying, if you do not want it, then don't give it. Don't plant it. Don't sow it. There's some things that we may sow or plant unintentionally, out of our ignorances, because we do have a lot of ignorances. All of us have some place where we are not well learned or well versed or well understood in the spirit realm. And so we do things prematurely sometimes. Yes, Destiny, I see a seed. I think I'm gonna gather a pen and paper tonight though, because I want to make sure I write down everything so I don't skip over anyone. But what he was showing us and teaching us, along with many other love walk agents in this earth, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a few minutes, because I'm flowing, y'all. I'm just flowing. But he was teaching us what it really meant to love God with all of ourselves, and to love our neighbor as ourselves, because God is all things at the same time, all the time. I serve a God that is that huge. He just is. And again, saying he is because that's the term that we know out of endearment, but God is just spirit. God is everything. And so there is no limitation. Um, as we come to understand that, our dynamic in our heart and mind changes, because we no longer look at things from a selfish perspective. We no longer look at things from the perspective of, oh, he's mine, he belongs to me and nobody else. That's a very limited God, a very minuscule. And so we have to begin to see things from a different perspective. Nevertheless, Christ Joshua gave us an example, um, and we draw from what we know, because we don't know all of it. We weren't there for every story. The only thing we can do is pretty much speculate, or we hear a message and we decide whether that message resonates with us or not. And so tonight we are going to just flow and say what it is that God wants us to say and be present for it. Rashida, I want you to pay attention to that nudging within you that desires to know more, to know God more. And I think you may have prayed this prayer over time. God, I want to know more of you. I want to be more like you, Jesus, right? And so we've shared those different kind of words and spoken those words. And so God says that he's responding to you in this hour, allowing you to know more and see more. But when you do, and you have questions, it's okay to ask your questions. It's okay to ask your questions. Be very mindful that God is not offended by your questions, Rashida. And anybody else who's listening to me, God is not offended by our questions, our thoughts, or any of that, because he's God. Like, there's really no need to be defensive. God is not defensive about anything, you know. Uh, the only person that needs to fight over something is the one that feels like they need to prove a point, or they have to fight. And God doesn't do that. There's no reason. There's no need. Um, and so, yeah, just lean into it, press into it, and do not be ashamed. Because as your heart is trying to open up and blossom, I just keep seeing, it's like, I'm gonna compare it to a fire. I just like see this spark in you that's trying to just ignite. But there's so many questions. There's so many things that you have yet to fully embrace, and it's in you, like the questions, the ringing. They're like, oh God, there's something more. There's something more. There's something more. And so a big part of breaking forth and coming into the fullness of God, or the fullness of the understanding of spirit and truth, is to really lean in, and to trust that the reason why you have the inquiries in the first place is because it's God's signal to you that it's time to step up and out into more. And so I don't know what that means for you. You will know what that means for you, but be sure to journal about it, ask the questions, write down whatever questions you may have, and then God will bring the answers that you need. So, amen. All right, Destiny. I'm going to go ahead and pray for you and prophesy over you right now before we move forward into anything else. Y'all, I'm prophesying tonight. And those who understand or have no problem with giving, with sowing, I am paying attention to the names as I flow. Korabasity. Hallelujah. There is an absolute shift happening. Once shifts are always happening. When y'all hear that, it doesn't have to be something a real huge major kaboom. Sometimes it is just a shift within you as an individual. You're trying to go to the next level of maturity, and so therefore God is tugging at you, saying, "Okay, hey, here goes the curriculum for this next place. This next place." All right, all right. So Destiny, he shitia mansoko. Oh, great I am that you are. Speak directly to the heart of your daughter today. She identifies with you as a daughter, and it is her desire to feel the embrace of that father. Musataya mansokorebati. The fatherly embrace is what she desires. It's not that a motherly embrace won't do, but it's almost like I see this, Destiny. I see the motherly embrace. You desire it, but you already know where to receive one if need be. But it's something about this fatherly embrace. And those words were really heavy when I began to speak them out of my mouth. You definitely, it's almost like I see you standing there like a little girl with your arms outstretched, waiting for your father to come and just pick you up and embrace you and let you know that all is not lost, that you are not lost, that you are not forgotten, that you are not a mistake, that you are not this mishap. It doesn't matter when the conception happened. You are not a mishap. You are not just this thing that happened. And I see you wearing that. So wearing that as a garment. This garment of God help me tonight. It's okay. So I'm going to tell you how I see it, and I know that you trust me to do so. So I'm going to give it to you exactly as I see it, Destiny. I see you again as that little girl. You kind of got your arms outstretched. It's like you're waiting. And what I keep seeing is you being passed by or passed over. You're waiting for this embrace, and then you get passed by again. It's like it's always something more pressing, like something depressing or sad or overwhelming. It's always like, well, this need to get done, that need to get done. It's almost like this hustle and bustle of everybody in your world, and it's like being passed by. And the garments that you are wearing are very shabby, has some holes in it, kind of like a homeless look. And I just hear God say to tell her that though she may feel like a bastard child, she is not a bastard child. She belongs to me. She belongs to me. I did not make you or express to be you for you to feel as if you are not relevant. And what's so pressing about that message tonight is that God is saying that he's just breaking off the shame of all of that, that feeling, that emotion of feeling like you don't belong anywhere. He doesn't want you to ever look at the situation growing up as if there was not purpose for it or you, because there is. You are not that. And see, we're not talking about, because old school teachings will make you feel like you are, make you feel like such. It begins to call on what we may consider the sins or the shortcomings of your parents, as if they somehow made a mistake in conception, but they did not. Everything that has happened, everything leading up to the conception, leading up to birth, leading up to the raising, everything was all strategic. I have not and will not ever forsake you. I will not ever forsake you, Destiny. It is in these moments, in this moment, where if we do not change our garments from garments of shame, and from feeling as if we were never loved or never cared for. And it is not to say that you've never had a moment where you knew that you were loved by someone, but the reality is that you within yourself feel misplaced until you're in certain situations. And then even when you get in those situations, it's hard for you to feel like you are valuable, that you fit, that you have a purpose. God is not asking you tonight, Destiny, to pray for your father or to pray for your parents, so that you can reconcile some type of shame or guilt or any of those things. He's saying for you to pray for anyone that you've ever felt rejected and abandoned you when they should have remained. Any one of them. Everybody. Anybody. Anybody, Destiny. Not because you're trying to fix something, simply because you have the gift of intercession. You have a gift to love and to nurture and to care for people. I understand what it feels like to be bullied. You are not in a space now where that should even make a difference. For everyone who tries to push against you, your purpose, who you are, there's an army of people. There's an army of angels. There's an army of guides and things in your life, spiritually and otherwise, that are pushing you forward, standing guard with you. You are not alone. The tradition of people being called bastards, I believe the technical term for that is to be born to those who are not married or something along that line. But here's the reality is that everything that has been expressed in this world, birthed into this world, always had a parent. And of course we can call, God is everything, but you were birthed through others, but you've always been parented. You've always been parented. And there's no lack of it in your life. Take off the old garments. Take off the old garments, daughter. Blessed are the peacemakers, even for no other reason, Destiny. Blessed are the peacemakers, honey. And you within yourself is all you ever seek. I think sometimes you don't know why people may feel some type of way about who you are, personality-wise or otherwise. But in this moment, I need you to make peace with yourself. Absolutely, Kaylin. I need you to accept you. So I need you to do something symbolically for me. And I don't know whether you're holding the baby or not, whether she's there with you. If you're holding her, I need you to make space to either put her down or take her to her parents. If she's not with you, just let me know. Leave a comment so I can know how to proceed from there. I would encourage everybody else to get a seed in the ground. Your best one, either a seed or a love offering, whichever one. Your love offering may not have anything attached to it, but hey, thank you for tonight, or I love you, or something like that. That's just you saying I support this, and I value and honor the gift of God in you, this ministry. But if it's an intentional seed, make sure you write in the information. Okay, so yeah, either lay her down or take her to her parents, and then let me know when you've done so. I feel your protectiveness of her, always wanting to create a space for her to just feel loved and accepted. But she's going to be just fine. Just let me know when you're done. Oreba ikashatamanso rikiti amandi okosutu. Enamasu shatai amansi. I remember when you do give, you can give, if you have Cash App, you can use your Cash App card on the site. Whatever other thing you do have, you can use it on the site. If you only have Zelle or something like that, you can do Zelle. I'll put that there. Or Shataman Soko. But if you do Zelle, then the notifications that, like if you're not already partnered with us on the site, then you may not get the notifications for when we are doing something. As for instance, what is tomorrow? It's tomorrow night, our third Thursday call. I believe it is. So if you give through Zelle, then you would have to be sure to okay. If you have to give through Zelle, then please make sure you send me a message on the coffee site to let me know where you have given. That way you'll get information too for tomorrow night's call. Every Love Walk partner will receive the information for tomorrow night's prayer call. And that's the personal time of more prophecy and teaching and coaching. Just opening up some, just to give to our partners. Destiny. So you have uh, followed those instructions. Now the next thing that I need you to do it just has to be something symbolic with clothing. Something symbolic with clothing. And I don't know if you have any new garments, any new clothes, any new garments in your home. But if not, I need you to at least grab something that is different than what you have on. Now, I know for me, and this for me, my lounge clothes, my night clothes, my whatever, I may have holes or any of those things inside those clothes because they're mine and they're comfortable. But if you have anything, make sure there are no holes in it. Make sure there are no anything that would remind you of this child I talked about, this younger you. So find something new. It means you might have to close your door, go in your bathroom, or anything. Just take, I don't know if you're listening from the computer or your phone, but make sure that you can still hear me. No, as a matter of fact, you don't even have to do that. You can take a minute. We're going to go through our 3 deep breaths, and you can do that on your own. But find a piece of garment, something that is symbolic to a change of clothing. When you are done with that, just put, I've changed, I'm done, and then I'll give you further instructions. Korebashikiti amandio koso. Yeramandio soto korebai. Dorebaisha tamanso. Kiararamandio koso tu shatamansi kiararamandio. Mary, let me know that you're still here. Ishatamanso korebakitiaba. Thank you, Nadia, for your love offering. I'm going to cover you. I think someone else did as well. And it literally just says someone. So I'm not sure exactly who that may be. But whoever someone is, you got to let me know who you are in order for me to be able to pray for you accurately. We're going to go ahead and take our 3 deep breaths while we wait for destiny to change her garments. I pray that everybody would begin to just be in intercession. God is about to do something in her life. He's about to do something in her world. He's about to do something in her world. Okay, I think I see it. Okay, awesome, Kaylin. That was you. The someone was you. Go ahead and create your coffee site. Your coffee page and follow. That way your name will come up. All right, let's take that first deep breath in. Remember, when you take these breaths in, you are intentionally doing so. Reminding yourself that that is life, that you are living, moving, beautiful being with breath in you. That's unconditional love. Breathe in unconditional love, breathe in life, breathe in light. And then when you release all that is trying to hinder you. You can release it to God. God can do whatever needs to be done with it. We're trying to clear out everything that's within us that would keep us from walking in love, manifesting everything that we need for our lives, coming into agreement with God, in other words, to the point where when you breathe in and when you breathe out, you are doing so only breathing love. Breathing in love, breathing out love. Breathing in understanding, breathing out. And so we're just getting ourselves in alignment. Let's take that second deep breath in. Allow your body to just be at rest. We're so tense most of the time that we don't even know it. We're full of anxiety sometimes and we don't even know it. I started finding myself literally now paying attention because I'm just working on being more self-aware of myself, my emotions, remembering that I'm the one who's in control of those things because God gave it to me, or he's living it, being it through me. And so I have to be the manager of it. And I started paying attention to myself. And there are times where things will happen and I started noticing when I tense up, noticing when I'll catch my breath, noticing when things would change as far as my breathing pattern is concerned. I'm like, girl, breathe. Just walking sometimes because, I'm still carrying some of the weight, right? And I think I'm probably about 246, almost 250. And I carry my weight different than a lot of people do. So I'm solid, I guess. So, but it doesn't change the fact that my body is still carrying weight. And so sometimes I'm walking from one part to another. um, we had to walk from the north tower of a hospital to the south tower of a hospital to get to the cafeteria, and it was like a good almost 7-minute walk. And I was like, man, like I should not be so winded. But I recognized that I was paying attention. Sometimes we just don't even realize it. So I want you to be mindful. When we take this third deep breath in, I want you to be mindful, mindful. Just like we're mindful of our breath when we hold it, when you release it, I want you to be mindful. I'm releasing everything that is hindering me. And as you are, from the top of your head all the way to the soles of your feet, are going to relax. You're going to intentionally allow yourself to relax. Let's take that third deep breath in. Affirm this with me. Behold, all things are become new. Behold, all things are become new. Yes, in me, through me, around me. I mean, every moment of every day, something about me has changed. Something about me has shifted. And I get to decide whether that's going to go in the direction of the negative or whether it's going to go in the direction of the positive. So every single breath that I breathe, I'm going to find gratitude. I'm going to find peace. I'm going to find joy intentionally. Behold, all things are become new. Something has shedded a piece of hair, a layer of skin. Something is different. In this moment, this is the moment of your new. It's the moment of your new. Having a whole new outfit, and while putting it on, I heard God clearly say, you have put on a whole new garment of praise. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, Destiny, I don't know if you're sitting back down, but I need you to stand. Shitiaman Sukuramandia. Ayaraba Sukuramandio. I see water. And it's so strange because God just said to go and put on this whole new garment. And then I see water. And I heard the song, the song on, I think it's, I don't know what number track it is on the album, but Run Water Run just started playing in my mind. I see water. I hear the Lord say, you just stepped out of the dirt. You just burst forth. So this watering right here is not to grow you under the soil anymore. This is your coming out. This is your coming through. This is your coming up. I just need you to literally hold your arms up again as if you're that little girl waiting for that embrace from the Father. My God. Oh, the water's running so you can walk through. So get ready to walk through, even in your new garments. And this is all spiritual, of course. But if you feel some sprinkles of water, don't feel as if something crazy is happening. It's not. God is really calling you forth and reminding you that you are loved. You're not an afterthought. Those new garments, the garment of praise as you received it, is literally you saying to God that there is no more worry. I will not entertain worry, fear. I will not entertain low self-worth or self-esteem. I'll do this work. I'm stepping into the fullness of my call and who I am. And this is not about religious practices, Destiny. This is about you showing up and just simply being everything that God has already made you to be, with a new understanding, with clear vision. So take 3 steps forward. Lift your arms. Anticipate the embrace. Horebai kataya manso. Karemandio kosu. Blessings, Taisha. Shetaman sokoraba. The water is running so you can walk through. When you do, that's what those 3 steps are for. And you lift your arms up, anticipate that embrace. God is saying, daughter, I'm pleased with your faith for others, your faith for everybody else, your faith for everything and everybody. But now, this is a coming out. It's a coming through. It's a coming up. Behold, all things are new. Destiny hooks. I didn't leave off your first name because it's not relevant. You're going to have to make peace with everything about that little girl. And when you do, you'll have peace with your entire name. Destiny is your God-given name, the name that helps you to identify with who you are. I know the thoughts that I have towards you. Thoughts to give you an expected end. I'm not trying to harm you. Thoughts to give you an expected end. Sounds like destiny. So continue to reach up. Close your eyes. Welcome. Welcome that embrace. Welcome that embrace. Welcome that embrace. Welcome that embrace, Destiny. Welcome that embrace. Welcome that embrace, the embrace that takes you just as you are. See, everything that you're going to do from this day forward will be because you now recognize that I'm not just some extra person taking up space in the earth. I am loved. I am valued. I am cared for. And I am embraced by the great I am. I'm embraced. Shikataya mansokor. Wrap your arms now around your entire body. I'm doing the same. Wrapping as tightly as I'm able to. If tears need to fall, let them fall. You are not a bastard child. You are not a mistake. Remandio sutu. Whatever decisions that you've made throughout your life have been because you felt like they were the right thing to do at the time. Embrace yourself. Keep embracing. Remember, God is all of us. So as you wrap your arms around yourself, that is literally the symbolization of God saying, love self. It's where I live. It's where I live. So that embrace, God is embracing you. And all things are made new. So Ramandio Kosutu. Shetaman so Rabaya. The water's running. All the dirt. All the things that was meant to. And I want you to hear me say this. Something that God will have me even say to the Inspired Oppression group at some point when we talk about this treasure cleanse. But that dirt was used to hide you, to cover you. The dirt was taking the water, filtering it through before it got to you. All of the dirt that you can see, feel, have experienced has not been to tear you down or to break you apart, but to cover. I'm talking about all of it, to grow you. So be grateful for the dirt. Don't wish it away. Now is just the moment where the rain is going to wash it away gently so you can shine. And it is so. Man socorre baikataya. And so it is. Stand, you have your moment. You can sit on the edge of the bed and continue to have your moment while you continue to listen. But do not go back to get the baby until prayer is all the way over. It's your time. It's your time. It's your time to ease your heart of all worry, of all fear. Man socorraba, it is well. It is well. It is well. Man socorraba. Shoramandio kosotobosa tamandio. Hallelujah. Kaylin, let me know if you're still here. Mary, I want you to hear me say this because receiving your message means that you, not just it doesn't mean that you, but the heart of your message speaks of a desire to do something. And just from that desire alone, it is my prayer that God will answer the request of your heart. I speak increase, overflow. I speak to your hands that you will remember, Mary, that your hands produce beautiful things. And so ask God tonight, pray in your prayer time, ask God to put beautiful ideas in your mind so that those beautiful ideas will be created with your hands. And as you continue to give of yourself, God will pour back into your hands. And so I bless you tonight. Man socorro boko. It is so and so it is. Kaylin, I started to ask the question, do you want me to speak your prophetic word out loud or did you want me to send it to you? But I'm going to speak here today. And I need you to hear me totally and completely, sweetheart. Tonight, about to cross over into midnight. In 2 minutes, it'll be midnight. I think it's so strategic. I'm praying. I'm speaking over your life right now. We're praying into midnight for you. Ekatamanso, koreba ikataya, yorobakutu ushataban sikatia. There are about to be chains broken. Shunta rekataman suku ushutu shutu 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 ishikatiaman diokoso. Kaylin, chains are about to break. And I want you to understand this from a very pure heart. Because this season of your life feels like it's only been a bunch of breaking. But when I say chains are about to break, I mean they're about to break off of your mind and off of your emotions. Off of your mind and off of your emotions. I need you to be in a position, in a posture of either prayer or I need you to lay prostrate right now, my dear. I need you to be in a position of surrender. Shukataya man socorre baishataya mandio. Corre mandiosu. Mekataya man socorre baya. More baikatai. Koraba, and at midnight, the doors were open. And at midnight, those doors were open, chains were broken. Kataman socorre baishataya. Yekataman so mandikusutu. And I need you to surrender. I don't need you to just surrender what you feel like you want to surrender. In this moment, I need you to surrender everything. And I need you to say to God, and I need you to mean it. And this is going to be one of those things that's going to be like, I don't know if I want to agree with this. And you have every right to not. But if you trust God and you continue to ask him to give you the answers as to what to do next, God is saying to you, I want to break off everything that I did not intend to be attached. Everything. And with that, you are surrendering. You are surrendering the pride. And I mean, I'm talking about that stubbornness that wants to rise up and say, nope, this is what I want. This is how I want it to be done. This is what I want. This is who I want. This is how I want it to be done. I want this who I want in my life. This is who I don't want in my life. This is how and you've given a lot of contingencies in a time where you are in a weakened state. God is saying, do you trust me? And that's a hard thing to say yes to when you already feel like you're losing so much. But sweetheart, if you want God to do everything in your life that you keep asking him to do, then you got to let him do it. And the things that you may have been shedding, the things that may have changed, it's all there to help build you up even the more, prophet. You are a seer and your vision must be clear. But if you are continuing to hold on to anything, and I'm talking about all the way from when you were 13, 15, all the way up into this point, your life is not just full of losses. Your life is trying to literally come together so that you can live in the fullness of who you are and what you have to offer and bring. So this is a real serious moment, a real deep surrender. A real deep surrender because he's trying to heal and mend some things in your home, with your children, with you. There are things, so help me God. There are things that you must pay attention to and recognize patterns, cycles, systems that have you gripped. Your children need you in a different way in this hour. And so you must allow those chains to be broken. You must allow God to rearrange or to shift or to remove or to prune anything that needs to be done, to anything that needs it, right? And it's because he's trying to free your mind and heal your heart. He's trying to free your mind and he's trying to heal your heart. And I know it's tough, especially when you don't even know what it is that God is really saying. It's kind of like, okay, God, I hear you and I want to be able to submit and I want to be able to release it all. But that feels so uncomfortable to me because I just keep losing the things that I love and losing the people that I love. And there's nothing here for me. And God says, I need you to change that thought because, and I need you to hear me clearly. The ones that are there have been there long and they need to know they matter. And they need to know that there is something about them that's to smile about. That when you look at them, it can help to, and it's not their job to erase all your pain. But they need to know that when you look at them, that there's value enough in them that you'll find your smile again. Just to show up for their stuff. Just to show up for their events. Just to show up for them and cheer loud. Not that you don't, and I need you to hear me. Nothing about what you cannot do or have not been able to do over this time has been because you just simply don't want to. But God says, I am doing something new. And I need you to let me. I need them to see something in you, because it is going to dictate much of how the rest of their life is going to pan out. He's opening you up. The chains are breaking. Shurabakiatamanso. Korebaikataya. Shurabakatomonso. Shikataya manso korebai. Loremandio kosutu shataya. Yekatamanso koremandio kosutu shutu eriarabaya kondyokoku. Oremandio kosu. Like chains are breaking in small pieces and they're all going down a body of water. The water is the thing, huh? Oddly enough, that it is definitely happening in the earthly realm. Kaylin, you're going to have to take some time. There are some things that God just wants to literally cleanse out of your entire system. I hear him say, get the toxins out of your body and out of your mind and off of your heart. The pain, the fear, the resentment, the shame. I see shame real big in big bold letters. The word shame kind of written across or over the top of your head. It's like you're holding that. Shame is the biggest thing. Not that you're not angry, not that you don't feel anything about circumstances and situations, but I see the word shame. He's cleansing that. You're going to have to take some time. If not, your vision will continue to be hazy. God is trying to get you to practice the very thing that you say you believe in. And know that you're not alone in doing so. Man socorrabai. Yeah, Taisha. And that purification is going to be based on, again, what you believe to be true. According to your faith, be it unto you. This is not about anybody else's judgments of what you have going on. This is about you coming back to what you know within yourself. Let God be that for you. Let God show you what that unconditional love was really meant to look like. And can I say to you that there are going to be some changes in your life? And it is hard not to feel like, oh my God, why do I feel like I'm being victimized and pressured? And God is like, I'm just responding to your request to know me more. So allow that cleansing. He'll give you the instructions, or you may already have them. You may already have the instructions. If not, they will come. By morning, you'll know exactly what it is that you need to be able to do. And hear me, Kaylin. You must be honest with yourself. No false tales. Don't tell yourself anything other than the fact that I said I surrender all. I meant I surrender all. And that's that. God showed me. And no, you will not be living a life that is unpleasurable, because pleasures evermore belong to us. We just got to clear the debris. You are covered. So you can get naked and unashamed. That's what you must do with God, because you are covered. Take a deep breath, Kaylin. Rashida, I hear the Lord say to tell you to um, continue to take some deep breaths. Shoremandiakoso. Shetaman sokorebaya. It is so. And so it is. Nadia, I'm gonna say that. I'll say that for our time while I'm present. During the next few days, I'll be pouring. I'll be pouring. Koraba ikataya. Shitamanso. I will speak the words of peace over your life. I'll speak the words of peace over your life, Nadia. Peace over your waking hours and your sleeping hours. Peace. Peace. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Like literally all of a sudden, just, yeah, I'm okay with that. And you mean it. Yeah, I'm good with that, God. And you mean it. That moment is here. That moment is here. But I'll release over the next few days as I'm here. Koraba. Taisha Boo. Obviously, you are still here and present. Hallelujah. 12, 12. 12, 12. Shikataman so rebayata. O rebaishatai. O remandiokoso. Relevant numbers. Relevant numbers. Yeah, rabaso remandio. Shitaman soko rebaikataya. Taisha's ikataya maso remaikataya mandiokosoto. Shilia mandiokoso remandiokosoto shitiaba. So the 12, 12, that's the time it was when I called your name, Taisha. And so I had to wait a minute to see whether I was supposed to look that number up for you or whether or not I just needed to be still and speak it directly as God has given it to me for that sake, not to study the number because you can study that on your own. But in this moment, he had me to put the 12 and the 12, and then, of course, the 3 and the 3, and then this all equals 6. This number 6 is speaking in this moment, concerning your experience as a human being. God says, begin to make your journals purposed for the day that you may release um, more books. But it will be not just simply about your profession, but it will be a breakdown of everything that you begin to unfold during your process of dealing with yourself, the things that you are shedding in your growth process, in your spirit holistic journey. God says, Taisha, that you have a truth that is still yet to be uncovered. And I don't know whether or not it's because you don't know how some people will take it, but there's so much in you that you have to come to as truth. There's so much in you that you have to come to as truth, which means that some of the things and the things that you've put on in layers over the years when it comes to family and other people and just trying to be the person that keeps it together, holds everything together, there are some pieces of you that have been deducted, and it's time for you to find those pieces, opinions, thoughts, ideas that you have not fully been able to embrace because you're still learning who you are. So as you dream over the next few months, and I'm talking about 3 months or so, you're going to be having dreams, visions. People are going to do certain things and you're going to be attracted to it, because it's a lot of what you wish that you could try or wish that you could have done a long time ago, but you were afraid to do so as to not displease God, as to not displease family and friends. But He's about to show you or remind you again, whereas you would have rebuked it before or bind it or do whatever. God is about to open you up. You are about to discover things about you as a woman. Desires, thoughts, all these different things. He's uncovering and unraveling some things that you were not able to receive before. You're going to be able to freely live in it. I see you and Tanaya having a conversation that strikes up something in you. That again, because you are the girl that's got to, make sure that you make everybody proud. You pushed aside, you pushed under, you buried deep, and it may have been years ago. But these next 3 months is about to unravel and uncover some things. Um, and you're going to have to sit with them and be like, ooh, this is not bad. This is not wrong. It's not either or. It's the nature of my heart. Yes, yes, yes. And you're going to start working through some of these things. When you do that, and as you journal these things out, these discoveries, and be very honest and raw, you're going to be able to go back to those entries. And they will, though these entries will end up start getting longer and longer and longer, to the point where each of these entries may in and of themselves be a different part of the book series. And so get ready. Just don't stress it, don't worry, don't try to figure any of this out. This next 3 months is going to be such a flow, such a time of revelation and quick stuff, right, concerning you. Yes, you will still be able to see for others, but in this moment, God is not trying to cultivate your gift of prophecy because you already have that. We'll go into those teachings as a universal oneness, unity prophet, one that speaks on behalf of the whole world, not limited. Those things will come because that's a part of who you are. But He's about to allow you to see you. He's about to allow you to see you in a greater way. Shenanaman sukure baikataya. Kure baika shikanya bokusu tukuriki alabakondo orebai. And when you see to this part of your life with this number 6, this number of, and then every number that exists has meaning on both ends, right? And I mean, biblical numbers sometimes seem so intense. Like there's a lot of them that are like, ooh, I don't want to be dealing with that number. There's not one number that God has ever come up with or created that didn't have some intense power to it. They all have their part to play. Every culture is different. You'll ask somebody in one culture what the 6 means and somebody else in another culture what it means, and everybody has a different viewpoint and opinion. But this is just simply talking about your life as a individual, as a human being, not good or bad, not indifferent. But when you begin to do this work and allow this flow for the next 3 months, then the fullness of the 1212. Shikataman. So you've been looking for her, absolutely. Well, you finished. You showing up finna run into part of her. You're gonna be uncovering her for years to come. But this next 3 months is gonna be powerful, liberating, even. But when you get to the point where you can fully embrace it, then the fullness of that 1212 is gonna pop up. It's gonna show up for you. Mansokoreba ikataya mansuku ikiatabaya. Kind of dope how you had me break the number down first and then say, hey. Goremashiadabosutu yadabaya. I'm not even going to go into, a whole bunch of other meanings, and I could go into many, but I'll just go ahead to the Greek word with the number 1212. Clear, evident, manifest. Clear, evident, manifest. Clear, manifest, evident, clarity. See, the evidence of that, which is going to manifest over these next 3 months, will be made manifest. There's going to be evidence, proof to show for what you've endured and what you've gone through. Made clear, pure, certain, established. Just calling out some of the words that I see on here. I just had to go and tap into it because I was literally just flowing. God says, look at it. Makes perfect sense. As you go through this work, as this stuff happens, it's going to be very clear, very evident who you are, whose you are. You're going to love yourself more so that you can love other people in a different way. See, that's what goes along with some of these things that are going to be revealed to you. You're going to be able to see certain things about yourself. And then as you live with those things and work on those things and love those things, he's going to show you how to love all of you. Then you will be even more equipped to love others just as they are, without burden, without regret. Masho heshikati yamandio kosu. Koreba ikataya. Yeranana manso. Shikataman siki orobokotua mandio kosutu. Oraba. I want you to go into depth for yourself. Look up that 1212 for yourself and in any way that it can be defined. This is one of those instructions for you to not be afraid or ashamed of any other definitions or meanings, because God is not just the God of limited thinking. And I'll just leave that right there. I think you can catch my drift. So research that number and write some of those words down. Just get random words, just pick 1, 2, and you good at stuff like this. So get some cards, whether index cards or whatever, start writing these words on it. God is about to manifest some things, but you have to know who you are first. You have to begin to tap in. Now, you will be a different person probably in another couple of years or before the end of this year, but you'll be that new person because of the things that you're about to learn within this next 3 months. Choose one day out of the week to fast, not for a whole day or any of that, just for a certain amount of hours, maybe not eating to after 12 or not eating to after 3 or not eating to after 6 and only having 1 meal a day, something along those lines. But choose that one day a week that you do that. And sit with yourself, sit with that journal, sit with whatever you need to research and to study. This is not a strenuous work. Again, this is not something that you need to do. Listen to me very, very well, daughter. This is not an assignment for you to be stressing over and trying to make yourself busy with. In this 3 months, God is going to show you what flow really looks like. Because 2 things. First of all, you want to be prepared for this, the wholeness of our assignments together, but you also want to be prepared to be able to walk in flow so that you don't miss nothing as we go along and as we travel. So get ready. Get ready. To each and every one of you who have sown tonight, I pray manifold blessings over your seed. I pray that there is absolutely nothing that is withheld from you in this season, but I pray that you are equipped to receive it and to hold on to it. This is a new day. I need y'all to type that in the chat. This is a new day. 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 Behold, all things are become new. Behold, all things are become new. Taisha, I love you though. I love you though. Yes, sometimes I'm going to give you, especially, during this season of your life where you have opened yourself up to God to say, you know what, I surrender to you. I want your will for my life. And with that being said, He wants you to walk into that space completely, totally authentic, no pretense, with love um, with love as your anchor, with love as your anchor. And let me say this to all of you that are listening to me. If you are in this space and time, and I love you back, sweetheart, and I love y'all back. Rashida, you did. Hallelujah. I already spoke some things over your life, but I want to go in some more if you let me. Will you allow me to flow a little bit more, Rashida, over your life? Man's, God. Ooh, Rashida. Why forth do you runneth away from me? You stick close enough to say, I'm here, Apostle. But God has spoken other things to you that you have yet to share with me. And I wonder why, ma'am. Nadia, you awake out there? I said, are you awake out there? You and your lioness say what? Jeez. Why forth do you runneth, Rashida? That's a real question. Why forth do you runneth? Ma so rekataya. Shekata manso. Well, that peace message, Nadia, that was just partially what the Lord wants to say. But this is the next few days is going to be pretty filled up with prophetic messages. Oh, Taisha, is that right? Yes. A confirmation on deck. Amen. Amen. Yaman suku. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Just as I'm sitting here, literally sitting here, God is He's showing me so many of you ladies just popping up, popping up, popping up, popping up, popping up, hanging out. You're thirsty for more. You're thirsty to know. You're thirsty to hear. You're thirsty to get information. Taisha, did you invite Michelle to the group? Was that you that invited Michelle? I can't think of her last name right now, but is that you that invited her to the group? Ushata rekataman suku ishiadabiaman. So Rashida, that's the question that I kept. I mean, I made it a joke, but the question, not even a question, but the revealing the insight was she's running from something concerning you. And so if you're running from something concerning me, whether you fully know what it is or whether or not you do, whether you do or you don't, I'm just simply going to say to you, sweetheart, running does not accomplish that which you are seeking God for. It doesn't accomplish that. So there's something that you need to get. And I think that maybe this started a long time ago when you first started coming on the prayer line. And godly, that was so long ago. That was so long ago. Okay, Taisha, I'll find her myself. It's okay. But there's a certain thirst. There's something that continues to draw you in. And if you need something from me, it's okay for you to say, this is what I need, in whatever capacity that may be. Because you've never not honored me in whatever capacity that I was in, right? Um, but your feeling of feeling misplaced or, pushed out, those things have one got to be resolved, because there's always space and room where love is. But there's something that you need to receive from me. So if you feel that run, if you feel like you holding back a little bit, if you feel like you don't know if you should say this or ask this, or if you, um, whatever it may be. Yeah, so long ago. Ooh. Um, no more running. No more running. Your life is set to take on an entirely new view, a new perspective. There's newness. And so, with that being said, much of the old paradigms that you kept, held on to, questioned, um, were afraid to abandon, even you've been asking God, seeking God, wondering what to do next. Just yield, just yield, just yield. Eshata orobokutu amanse. Just yield because you're safe, and it is so, and it is so, and it is so, and it is so. It's okay, Taisha. I'll message. I'll message. It is something about, I know that there's some things, some questions, and some things that she's had and conversations that she wants to have. I believe that I'm about to be able to go and create a space, a space for that. The one, you know what, Taisha, the one who asked about the book club or something like that, or having a conversation about what if God is all of us. So I'm thinking that it's about almost time for me to go ahead and create that space. Um, yeah, a discussion. Oh my. Rashida, does that ring something? Is something about that true to you? Or do you find any truth in what I've spoken? Or are you trying to figure it out? Gorebaikataya. Sheila Mandio Koso. Yalamansia Korebaya Vaya Bokosuto. Shekataman so Korebaya. Yanama so Korebaya. It is a new day. I felt all those little emojis, Rashida, because so that means that you must have some type of inkling of what I'm speaking of. Oremandioko sorebashataya. Orebaikataya. Shorebaikataya. Masorebai. So you did get notifications, huh? Oh God. Tonight, ladies, we're going to take 3 more deep breaths before we go. For some of you, this was a lot to take in. For some of you, hey, we prophesy in part. There are still some things that are going to have to uncover, unravel. For some of you, this is the confirmation for things that have already been spoken. And so it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to be present with you tonight. I'm going to take these breaths. And as we do, when you get ready to end this, once we take that third deep breath and we breathe it all the way out and we declare, behold, all things are become new, then I'm going to bid you good night or good early morning. O remandio kosutu shiariaba. O remandio koso rebaikataya mansi. Shiala mandio koso rebaikataya. Yeah, go ahead and take your 3 deep breaths as I pray and hold it. Absolutely. I got you. Ko rebaishataya. Take your 3 deep breaths. I'm going to do the third one with you. So go ahead and take your first 2. I'm just praying over your life, holding you in my heart. And as you breathe in, I pray that you breathe in nothing but peace, love, joy. Breathe in laughter. Laugh. Laugh like you have not in a long time. Not because anything has given you a reason, just simply because you can do it. You have the choice. Setaman soraba. Let's go ahead and take that third deep breath in together. We're going to hold it, being grateful. And when we release it, behold, all things are become new. Let's do it. And behold, all things are become new. Oh, Mary, don't have me around here blushing, girl. And I love you back. And I think you're amazing as well. Y'all are that. Y'all are that. Y'all are that. Many blessings, ladies.